What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Vasyl Lomachenko. Vasyl Lomachenko denies requesting for the WBC franchise status, and he is pissed. Okay, we know that President Sulaiman of the WBC stated in an interview, according to Lomachenko, that the Ukrainian had requested the title. Okay. You remember I counterpunched that video as I heard it. As confusion over the situation reigns, Loma now has stated in a video that that wasn't the case at all. Okay? Lomachenko even went as far as revealing he never once asked to be given the WBC franchise championship. And the WBC chiefs made the move shortly after confirming Canelo Alvarez is the first championship franchise honoree. This means Canelo is now a WBC champion for the rest of his career. The same will be said for Lomachenko. That's if he still wants to keep the belt on his back, given his recent discussion. Okay. Now, in the video, they have Lomachenko denying that. It's in Ukrainian, so I'll just leave it below in the description box. But, of course, the 31-year-old seemed pissed off that Sulaiman was explaining how the things went down. A change-up which ultimately meant his regular WBC lightweight belt was handed to Devin Haney. It was only weeks prior that Lomachenko won the strap when beating Luke Campbell in London anyway. Okay, Lomachenko still wants to become the undisputed ruler at 135, something that now seems impossible in the eyes of the fans. Okay. So we have one guy saying one thing, which is Vasyl Sulaiman saying that Lomachenko asked for it. Then we have Lomachenko saying that they asked me for the position. Okay. Now, here's the problems I have with this. Let me counterpunch. For one, Vasyl Sulaiman, he said this like early last week, didn't he not? It's Wednesday, the 20th. I think Vasyl Sulaiman said this, on the 11th, 10th, something like that, right? Or maybe before then. So I'm really baffled because this is the 20th of November. Why are we just now hearing something from Lomachenko? I mean, better late than never. Because my final counterpunch on this topic was, it's up to Vasyl Lomachenko to clear his name. He has to make a statement. He has to say something to either deny what Vasyl Sulaiman said or confirm what Vasyl Sulaiman said. And he's denying it. You know, my thing is a little too late. I think he has the Luis Ortiz syndrome. You know, like these guys, I don't know if they live under a rock, but you know, they should have PR guys at least that knows what is saying or is said about them. Now, here's my other problem with this. Okay, not Mauricio, but Lomachenko. Lomachenko he had the WBC belt. He won it in the unification. Now, if they went to him and asked him about this franchise champion belt, and he agreed, obviously, right? And by default, he would lose his WBC, a belt that he fought his ass off for, because that was a good fight between him and Campbell, right? Well, then, why, if he knew what was at stake, that they were going to take his hard-earned WBC regular super lightweight championship belt and hand it to Devin Haney, why would he agree to that anyway? If he knew that meant him losing the belt that he earned or not fighting the other fighters, because in a lot of fans' minds that he has a belt that he doesn't even have to, he will never lose, so he doesn't have to defend. So since he doesn't have to defend, why would he want to go after any other belts? You know? And it seems like to me they are giving these regular belts to younger fighters, younger, lesser known fighters, and then keeping the franchise championship belts to the people that are more known, the people that can be marketed or are already famous or are well known, like Canelo Alvarez. Okay, that's what I'm seeing that the WBC is doing, and the only reason they're doing that, people, is because of money. If you got a belt that you just give someone, and and it's an honorary belt or whatever, what do you think that means? That means more sanction fees for these fighters for the rest of their life. So they'll never have to worry about them winning or losing or anything. That takes the stress off the sanctioning body, because they know, okay, this guy brings in revenue, so he has to pay the sanctioning body dues, okay, for that belt. That's the only reason they did that, okay, because they're worried about money. See, if something they can lose, it'll go to another fighter, probably less popular, then that's less dues. Or that fighter could lose it to another fighter. But if they know they have it at a certain standard due to the popularity of the fighter, they don't have to worry about it. They just give a belt to a fighter. Okay. Now Lomachenko, he has came out finally. Okay. And he should have known better if they were taking his belt and giving it to another person, which, he should have thought that through. And if he can do two things. He can either deny the championship belt because he was simply lied on. If I'm a fighter and I'm assuming Lomachenko has what you call integrity, okay? He wants to fight the best. He wants to challenge himself. I believe he really wants to. But then here's the thing. If he has that, what you call integrity, he could either make those fights, especially with Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez, and get these fights started, or he can deny it, and then by default they have to give the belt back to him. But then it's kind of tricky now, because now Devin Haney has the belt, or he could fight Devin Haney for his belt. But either way, Devin Haney wants that fight, so I don't think that would be hard to make at all, right? Because Lomachenko has integrity. If anyone with integrity hates to be lied on. You see what I'm saying? That wouldn't be a thing that would be something that he should take lightly. Oh, they're a bunch of crooks, they're lying, and it just shows you that these people are liars. If this is, it's either one or the other lying. And I bet you Mauricio Sulaiman is lying. The only problem is, this guy can go on national television, on media, and lie on another fighter and say this fighter asked for it. Where in fact, Lomachenko is like, oh, I didn't ask for it. You think Mauricio Sulaiman wouldn't create ripples in the pond because of the lie that he said? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, that's a bold person to sit there and lie on national television, on national media, world media, and say that, hey, Lomachenko asked for it. Well, Lomachenko just said, no, I didn't. Yes, it took him a while to say it, but he did say it. He's denying it. So since he's denying it, he needs to do something about it. He can turn down the WBC franchise championship, give it back to the liar, Mauricio Sulaiman, and continue the journey of his own. He could do that. He still has another belt, because remember, I think it was the IBF, I believe. IBF or WBO. I can't remember right now which one Lomachenko had before fighting Luke Campbell, okay? So he still has a belt. He still has some bargaining chips. So what he can do then, he could get rid of that belt, give it back to the WBC's corrupt ass, and then, put fire under Bob Arum and get these fights made with Lopez and Haney. He could do that, and then people won't complain. He could keep the belt and do the same thing, and people really won't complain. He could change the whole stage of how a franchise champion's supposed to act as compared to Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo's doing whatever the hell he wants to do, but that's always been Canelo Alvarez, ain't it? So you can't blame the WBC franchise belt on that. Okay, so those are the choices that Lomachenko has in my eyes, and that's my counterpunch on it. But yeah, if he, I just say this before I close. I would never want to have a belt or own a belt to a sanctioning body that deliberately lied on me. So even if he beats Haney and he gets the WBC belt, he should drop that bitch in the trash, because I wouldn't want to pay anybody or any organization or sanctioning body fees that lied on me. But anyway, that's my counterpunch on that, guys. You guys tell me what you think about Lomachenko's statements. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.